you doing? How you be? Top to the AB in gaming news. Last Survivor, Jedi Last Survivor actually has a new trailer, as well as Redfall has a trailer, as well as Super Mario Brothers the movie. I want to talk about it right after this. Hi, I'm Anthony, and if you are new here, consider subscribing. We actually troubleshoot and help people with their technical issues and PC gaming issues, and subscribing will help us grow the channel and help more people. Thanks. How you doing? How you be? Hot tops to the AB. Hope everybody had a good day at work. Hope everybody had a good day at school and or other. My name is Anthony, or TheOpenForum, and boy, it has been quite the weekend. I had plans on making another stream over the weekends, but one thing led to another, and lo and behold, I didn't do a thing. So I was like, okay, well, eventually we'll have to get to it. But in any event, this is our normal Monday show, and here we are gaming adjacent. We essentially help people with their gaming issues, their technical issues, PC issues. We have no boundaries. We have no limits to our capabilities because we are very, very good at what we do. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started here. So, Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I kind of wanted to take a look at it. I thought it was going to be kind of interesting here. The game for today, I have Diablo currently going, but here's what we'll do. We'll go ahead and swap to, I don't think I've done Call of Duty in a while. We'll do some Call of Duty while we get ready to see what's going on in Star Wars. So let's switch it up here and let's see what they got. So let me grab a headset to see what's going on in Star Wars. So let's switch it up here and let's see what they got. This game has like 80 trailers. Let's switch it up here. Oops, sorry, y'all hear that? That's a repeat. I hear it. Like 80 trailers. Let's switch it up here. Oops, sorry, y'all hear that? That's a repeat. Hold on, I'm fixing it. Hold on. Like 80 trailers. Let's switch it up here. Oops, sorry, y'all hear that? That's a repeat. Hold on, there we go. So sorry about that. I just heard that. That was awful. Wow, that was terrible. I'm so sorry. That is so tacky. Oh, I am so better than that. Wow, I am so sorry. I thought I had everything closed out and muted, but apparently not. And I'm so sorry for the double audio. However, what I was saying is hope everybody's doing well and hope everybody's doing good and hope everybody's doing good at work or school and or other. But without further ado, our topics for today are Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Redfall trailer, Super Mario Brothers movie. I want to talk about it. So this right here is the Star Wars Jedi Survival official final trailer. It's not the trailer, but it's the final trailer, so it means it's more important. Let's take a look.
You were only a child when they sent you off to war. Now look at you. The weight of a galaxy on your shoulders.
What is that? Oh, an elephant.
Didn't I tell you to be more careful about who you scan? Come on.
I cannot tell you who you must become, or where the line is drawn. There are no easy choices. These are dark times. We have few allies.
Good to see you, Cal.
The odds are against us. They will always be against us.
That was pretty clean.
Seems our destinies are intertwined.
But I can tell you this. If there is any hope of surviving, we must stand against the darkness.
Go ahead and buy that. That's starting to look pretty good. I like the first one. I thought the first one was pretty good. It got kind of boring towards the end there because there was no. So in the original Jedi Survive or the original Star Wars Last Jedi or whatever it's called, the original one prior to this one, there was no real way to make your weapon stronger. It just kind of was what it was, you know. And then you kind of got all the, like, for example, if you play SWTOR, then you know that you can change your weapon, and depending on which weapon and where you get it from, how the drop is, it changes how strong the lightsaber is. And you can also change the color. And in this one here, you can change the color, true, but it doesn't give you any added effects. It doesn't give you any added skill sets, no bonuses, no nothing. So it's kind of bland when it comes to making your character stronger. Everybody's character, if they got to a certain level, they're all the exact same strength. So it's kind of iffy there, but outside of that, I hope that they change that and make that a little bit better. But Jedi Survivor comes out April 28th. I'm getting ready to see it. I definitely want to play that. Alrighty, so this one is called Redfall.
Club incoming.
Okay. A little late for that sniper warning.
It's okay. Not like there's anything else going on.
That's it, precisely. No one knows what's going on, and we have to document this.
All you want to know is what happened that night, right?
Ooh, something serious, Jacob.
It was just a job. Bellwether sent us on a standard recover and burn up.
Bellwether?
Private military contractor. You don't ask questions, and they don't answer. But we were ambushed by something.
Does it have a name?
I think we're done here, Div. Vampire fan club incoming.
Sniper! Watch out! Stay sharp.
He's gone.
Sleep tight.
I can't see him! I can't see him!
Last one.
New Deadpool game.
Earn your keep, bird brain.
Well, all right. Let's see what all this fuss is for.
Yo, that looked great. Wow. Comes out in May, beginning of May. Wow, we're gonna have some work to do. We gotta take a look at this game plus Star Wars whenever it comes out and make sure everybody's okay. Alrighty, now this is just gonna play in the background while I talk about this because I thought that this was kind of an interesting one. I liked the Super Mario Brothers movie. It was really, really good. It is comparable to Sonic. It's probably better than Sonic 2. It's probably on the level of the first Sonic. Well, okay, the second Sonic was good. It's just that Knuckles was kind of, I felt like he could have done a little bit more, but at the same time, I'm a Knuckles fan, so that's just my heart thought talking there. But the actual Super Mario Brothers movie was excellent. I thought it was really good, really well done, and I like how they had everything set up. I don't really think they were kind of made a big deal about Peach, but Peach was strong, but she was raised in Mushroom Kingdom, you know what I mean? So I like how everybody's backstory kind of came into play, and Mario's backstory and everything like that. Even King Koopa. It was kind of interesting how they played him, but I mean, I'm not trying to give away any spoilers or anything like that, but I thought overall it was a great movie. You will not be disappointed if you ever decide to watch this. It was just, I'm just now waiting on where they decide to go with it, you know, with all the characters and all the things they have going on, you know, Super Mario Kart and Super Mario Brothers and Super Mario World, and if they decide to do the Super Mario RPG, if they turn that into a movie, it's going to be crazy. So yeah, I think that overall it has a long track record. It's going to be like MCU or something, but with Super Mario and Nintendo. So it'll be interesting to see how everything goes, man. If they have a Smash Brothers movie, I am so down. Okay, now let's actually get into helping people. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and go with the first group. We have a lot of repeats from the weekend. Let's just see what we got here. So the very first one is from Blowser. We talked about this one, I believe, but I'm gonna keep talking until I start to remember. So this is saying games crashing for no discernible reason. For quite a while now, I've come across several games that just close to desktop after a few minutes. I can launch them and interact with them with the menus for a few minutes, maybe even get a little gameplay, but after a few minutes, the game just closes. And he gave me a whole bunch of information, and then I said, let's see where we got to. Okay, gotcha. Keep us posted. The Hogwarts Legacy issue was brand new, so even though you mentioned Dark and Darker in post, I figured you would more so be playing Hogwarts as it's the newer game. Be sure to let us know how it goes. At long last, the issue has been resolved. When I received my PC back from Micro Center, they informed me that the memory in my GPU was reaching temperatures in excess of 110 degrees Celsius. What did we say? I have 64 gigs of RAM. Well, just learn a few things about Hogwarts Legacy real quick. How much memory do you have? It appears that Hogwarts Legacy eats memory in a tune of 8 to 20 gigs, depending on your resolution and settings. Okay, so his GPU was reaching temperatures in excess of 110 degrees Celsius, so I replaced it with a 3080. My 3080 with a 4070 Ti. That didn't resolve the problem. After asking another employee for his opinion, he told me that it sounded like the CPU and motherboard weren't communicating properly. Motherboard? Okay, so I replaced my motherboard. That also didn't fix anything. I finally replaced the CPU today, and after testing a handful of the problematic games, I no longer get any crashes. The problem seems to be resolved. After fixing this, I now realize that I accidentally mislabeled this post as a software issue, and only now am finding out that it was a hardware all along. I don't know how to change the tag from open to closed. Oh, no problem. No problem, bro. No problem. Wow. What is happening with my computer? I'm so sorry. It is doing the mostest. Okay, there we go. And because it's straight text, we'll switch over to game. No problem, bro. No, all caps, no problem, bro. Glad you kept us updated. Interesting that the CPU was the culprit. Was it overclocked? Also, fill in the blank here. Let's go ahead and put our little information here. That way he is aware that we exist. And let me erase all this. This is from last time. You guys can't see it. It's just me erasing some stuff. Okay. And now let me go to our replies here. Give me 1 second here. I just gotta switch to a pointer so I can grab this and Control C and minimize and okay. So yeah, with this one here, I'm trying to debate on this is an L or an assist. This right here, you know, we said memory because we were thinking memory. It turned out that it's going to be his CPU that was causing his problem. Once he replaced the CPU, it was fine, which makes me think that maybe his CPU was also overheating. But I mean, I said memory, we thought memory, it ended up being CPU. So let's call it what it is. Let's man up and call it an L. That is straight up 100% an L. Thank you. I need a tissue. But yeah, it's one of those things, you know, when you have those kind of situations, it's like, you really don't want to say CPU immediately, because in order for it to be CPU, that is a very, very difficult process, right? You're talking about replacing something that costs very, very expensive. You know, got to make sure it matches the motherboard, so on and so forth. So you try not to make that the first option in choosing. And it really sounded like, just from the way he was explaining it and the way it was crashing, like it may have been some type of corrupted memory or some type of memory issue. It seems like multiple people kind of agreed. And then it appears that it turned out that it was more so a hardware issue than anything. That can happen. You know, I'll take that L. I'll take that one on the chin, because, you know, we tried to do everything that we possibly could, but, you know, we'll keep that in mind. But at the same time, I still in the future won't go CPU first. It's not ideal to tell somebody to start looking at their CPU unless it is 100% the last resort. But I am glad that he was able to fix it. And yeah, we'll just learn from that and move on. All right, Blauser, glad you got it working, bro. All right, so this is from Store Weekly. PC randomly freezing. Well, so I don't know what's going on, but it is really annoying. My PC gets completely frozen randomly and nothing works. My cursor doesn't move, keyboard doesn't work, and there's no audio. Power button, make sure y'all can hear my audio while I'm thinking about that. Power button doesn't work either. I have to unplug my PC. I also noticed that the small red light next to the power button doesn't turn on. Okay, I need help. Sure. Sounds like your memory may be corrupted, or something is overheating. What are the temperatures of your CPU like? Are you doing something intensive when the freezing happens? like gaming. Also, we're doing something serious like gaming. Also, we'll do the whole event viewer thing just so he can give us that information. Let me go ahead and grab it real quick, because I am not typing anything about event viewer ever again, because it is just way too much to type and it takes too long, and I don't want y'all to sit here and hear me to go and type over and over again. Rather just copy paste. Go to also go to start event viewer, Windows log system. Here you can search for the timestamp and the issue occurred and look for critical errors. When you do this, what do you see? If anybody wants to know what that means and what I'm talking about, it is, we'll do it on Windows 10 because I think it's already up. Yeah, Windows 10, this right here. So basically this is going to be event viewer. What you can do is you can actually search under system for issues that you may see. I'm sorry, my mic is a little turned there. Issues that you may see, you're looking for anything that's critical. And if you see critical, that usually means that some type of crash may have happened, or there's maybe some type of a problem. So basically you just scroll through these until you see something that says critical, and it matches the timestamp of the issue that you're currently having. So that's what we're having him do to see if he can give us some information. Maybe it'll let us know exactly what may have crashed that caused everything in their mother to freeze. But generally, if everything is freezing, including the mouse, the keyboard, it's going to be something hardware related. For it to actually kill the power button, that is very rare. So he may actually straight up have a CPU or motherboard issue. We may not deviate too much before we tell him the truth, but we'll see how it goes. We'll just start with the basics and then go from there. Alrighty, here. Why did I click on Chrome twice? Pay me no mind. Let me close that out and let me go back to OBS and then go here. All right, cool. There we go. So store weekly, keep us posted. Let me turn this AC on real quick. There we go. Okay, let's go ahead and go to our next one here. So this, ooh, well now, okay. And you guys can't see that, but hold on. It's right here. That is very pretty. This is the H9 Elite 4090 build. And this looks hot, but very, very pretty. This is very akin to the one that I currently have. It's just that it's a bigger version. And what's also interesting is the fact that that is a Supreme. That is a very big graphics card, and it looks very, very comfy in its current spot. And yeah, he's running 3 fans on the intake, 3 fans pulling air in, and then everything exhausting out the top. And even this guy is pulling air in. Oh, he even got them labeled so people know. So basically, yeah, he does. So in, or basically in from the bottom side, exhaust out, exhaust out. Sure, that works too. You know, I paid all of these intakes, but I mean, this is fine too. I mean, it's whatever. It's really pretty. I like how it's a different color. That way you know which one is intake and which one is exhaust, but that's pretty cool. That's a great setup. Congrats. Looking good, bro. I'm still into this this whole rainbow unicorn rainbow vomit kind of thing going. Eventually I'll put them as one color, but I'm kind of still liking this because it's not offensive to my eyes. But yeah, that's a nice build. Congrats to him. All right, let's go and go to the next one. Ooh, why do I have 2? That's kind of weird. I like to place Uncrustable under the GPU to defrost. That is a very interesting build. And why is it at an angle? Wow. So the power supply is underneath along with everything else. And it's just sitting here at an angle and fully cabled. That is very pretty, actually. What is this? Minimalist. Okay, so on the bottom there it says minimalist. Where can we buy this? An enormous shame to the designers who are stupid and wrote minimalist in enormous ugly letters on a really visible area. Kind of contradictory given it makes it more intrusive. Pretty sure it'll buff out if you have to. Where did you buy this chassis, so to speak? LOL. That's kind of interesting. I've never seen that one before. That's a very interesting build. Like this right here, this stand is crazy new. I've never seen that before. That's crazy. Still, it's pretty sweet, especially if you could actually put that in something. But you know, at that kind of an angle, it's kind of even hard to even pick up. You don't even know what to grab it by. Do you grab it by the power supply or the graphics card? But overall, dirty funds, man. Nice build. All right, let's go and get the next one here. This is from Big Shot. Big Shot Bob, how do I fix this color misplacement on my PS4? What color misplacement, good sir? Oh, okay. So he's talking about these discoloration here. I think we've been going back and forth on this one here. I said, so with this one, I would say to try to replace the HDMI cable as well as try a different television to see if it makes a difference. If it doesn't, and the issue follows the PS4 to a new monitor, then unfortunately there is little that can be done, and the problem would be with the integrated GPU. No, I fixed it a few hours ago. Turns out it was the blowing directly into the cord trick. Yeah, that's the thing, like blowing into the Nintendo when the game won't play. Okay, it's back and it's the HDMI port. Okay, it's back and it's the HDMI port. The port or the cable? The port or the cable? Yeah, there's not a whole lot more to say on that one. Still an assist trophy, but I feel like we already gave ourselves an assist trophy, and I'm not petty, so I am, but I'm not about assist trophies. Like, it's an assist trophy, but I'm kind of curious to see what he says here. So we'll wait till this gets to a conclusion before we actually give ourselves an assist trophy. We'll have a little delayed gratification on that one. But yeah, it definitely sounded like an HDMI cable or HDMI issue just from what he was saying, just from the way the discoloration looked. That looks more so HDMI based than anything. But let's go ahead and go to the next group. Alrighty, so this is from Fruit Loops. I remember this. So this is connection and multiplayer games. I got a PS5, congrats! But all of the multiplayer games are really laggy. I've played offline games and they seem fine. I remember this. So could you go to settings, network, and connection status, blah, 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 run a test of your network. And he ran a test and he said his internet download and upload were pretty good. Okay, that looks good, but could you try to connect to the PS5 directly into the router and with the Ethernet cable and then test your multiplayer latency? Does it get better? Yes, it's better. Thank you so much for the help. Oh, give it to me. Give it to me. Yes. Yes, we will take it. We will take it. We will take it. 1W, 1L. Hey, we're doing pretty good so far. I will take it. That is nice. I love to see it. Glad we were able to get that resolved. No, I still haven't pasted. Oh my goodness, that's so silly. Paste as plain text. Oh no, not that. By the way, and OneNote, and right here, Control C, and let's go ahead and paste in our information here. That way he knows if he has any questions, he can reach out to us because we do this for fun. Let's do this. All right. So yeah, we got him working there. So yeah, it appears that his network connectivity, even though his Wi-Fi looks pretty strong, it seems that he has some latency issues, whether it be the wall or metal or anything like that. We can kind of, some people want to troubleshoot that, some people don't, you know what I mean? So sometimes it may be better just to tell them to go wired and see if it works. But it looks like if they say, yeah, that helped, thanks, then that lets you know that they're okay going wired. So in this particular situation, it looks like we're good to go. So Fruit Loops, man, I'm glad you were able to get that resolved, man. You have a good one. All right, let's go ahead and go to the next one here. So this is from King of Cookies. I like the name. Cookie Monster says, view and track your downloads. Hello. I've been trying to download docs, PowerPoints for the longest time on Google Chrome, but recently my computer hasn't let me download files and submit it or even open it for that matter. And instead it directs me to Internet Explorer view downloads and will just send me to an app that says view and track your downloads. Are there any fixes to this? Yeah. What happens if you try to download a movie, game, try to download a file in incognito mode for Google Chrome? Actually, I don't think it's called incognito. I think they call it in private on Google. In private incognito. Put it in parentheses. All right. Yeah, what happens if you try to download a file in private incognito mode for Google Chrome? Does it download properly then? So yeah, ideally it sounds more like you're having an issue with your browser. Typically whenever you run into issues downloading files, then it usually has something to do with some type of attachment or extension that you have currently on that particular file, or you have an extension on your particular browser. In this case here, Google Chrome, I would say go ahead and try in private mode to see if that resolves the issue. If it does, then that lets you know you're having an issue with some of your extensions. So you would just essentially disable each and every one of them until you get to it. So you disable, test, so on and so forth until you find the actual culprit, and then go from there. Alrighty, King of Cookies, keep us posted, bro. All right, let's okay, maybe I should quit before this becomes an addiction. Oh, isn't it cute? His computer case has his toys in it. So yeah, I mean, I don't know how I feel about the whole putting small action figures inside of your computer case, because what if you want to play with them? I don't know. I just had that one queued up in my mind, but yeah, I mean, you know, sometimes some people want to play with their toys. I don't want to just have it sitting in a computer case. Every time I want to play with my toys, you mean to tell me I got to open my computer case? You know how hard it is to open up the computer case of an O11D? It's very difficult. But this man has a M.2 riser card. That is nice. Okay, well, look at you. But I mean, you know, especially his Mewtwo. I mean, his Mewtwo looks great. And then what happens if he falls into the fan? You know how much noise that would make? He would go flying through the glass. But in any event, that's just me being negative and jealous slightly. But I mean, congrats on his build. I mean, I think it's pretty cool. You know, less on figurines and more on aftermarket 12-volt HPWR cable. That's actually very, very true, because it kind of gets in the way. It's kind of hard to find a really good one that matches properly, but yeah, he would need to find one because that really kind of holds him back a little bit. But you know, overall, nice build. Overall, nice build. What happens when you want to play with your toys? Too much work opening the chassis every time. LOL. That was stupid. Every time. I feel like every time I've seen myself do that, I just say it was stupid. But I need to play some more Call of Duty so I can get some more video, but I'll probably do that on the weekend when I get a chance. But yeah, that's what I would say for this. Still really nice build. I like how it shows up in the screen here. That's exactly what that picture is. So all right, let's go ahead and go to the next one here. Alrighty, so this is from Gentle 22128. Xbox One controller stopped showing up in computer Bluetooth. Okay, so we talked about this. I have updated all the drivers and still can't get it to work. Okay, well, what happens if you hook up the controller directly? Does it work then? Also, what happens if you pair your controller with your phone? Does that work? Yes, it works with my phone and with a wire, but my wire isn't long enough for me to play properly. Ew, well, that's not good. Dang. That's the worst of the three options. That means you may have a problem with the Bluetooth of the Xbox. It means that you may have a problem with the Bluetooth of the Xbox. Do you have another controller? You can test. If the second controller also, has issues with Bluetooth, then it's a hardware issue and you may need to RMA the device. That one's pretty straightforward. You know, if you have a controller that's unable to pair, these guys that's unable to pair, and then you hook it up to your phone and everything is fine, and you hook it up directly and everything is fine, that lets you know that you're pretty much having an issue with Bluetooth on the actual controller here, and there's very little you can do about that. Now, it's a possibility that you may be able to get a USB Bluetooth dongle working, or you can get the Xbox dongle. So there's actually, oh, I should probably tell them that. There is Xbox controller USB adapter. He may be able to get something like this guy right here, which is pretty good. Like this is what I use because I've always had problems with Bluetooth. Now with the Xbox, but connecting it to a computer, I ended up having to get something like this. We should probably let him know to try a wireless adapter if his Bluetooth goes out and he's outside of his warranty, which may be very, very important for him to know. So let me go ahead and add that there. Redid that one. We did that one. We did that one. Oh, here it is. Okay, so let's edit this real quick and just let him know. If the second controller also has issues with Bluetooth, then it's a hardware issue and you may need to RMA the device. Also, you may try, if you're outside of the RMA window, I would suggest trying the Microsoft One wireless adapter and see if it can pair with the Xbox. I have one too, it's just that it's in the back of my computer and I don't want to unhook it just to plug it into the Xbox in order to prove it. But if he asked me to, we could. It's not hard. It's just mine is just in the back of my computer. But yeah, at least let him know that he can try the wireless adapter and see if that makes a difference. Alrighty, this is from Nichols. Discord causes my PC to turn off and restart. So we talked about this. We're trying to get some more information on what he means by turning his computer off or restarting just from turning on Discord. So we said, sure, quick question. If you turn on Discord, then close it, does your PC shut off after 5 minutes? Also, when it crashes, go to blah. And then he said, no, Discord needs to be active. It only says kernel power under critical that there was an unnormal shutdown. Okay, so he's only saying it was an unnormal shutdown. So let's try this. What happens if you uninstall Discord and reinstall on a spare drive or thumb drive? Does this resolve the issue? What I'm thinking is it's a possibility that its issue may be permissions. And if it is permissions, then go ahead and try on a different drive. And if that lets you do it, then it's a pretty good shot that you may actually have an issue with permissions. So yeah, that's what I would say for that one. So there's not a whole lot of other options to even talk about there. You know, when you're talking about Discord making your computer just turn off, you know, you're kind of looking at, you know, an error. If he says there's no errors and he doesn't see anything in his event viewer, then really the only thing that we can try is to uninstall and reinstall Discord and see if that makes a difference. Also, you know, it could be the settings or the compatibility settings or Discord. We'll see how it goes, but that's pretty much all I want to say on it. So we'll see how it goes. Nichols, keep us posted, bro. All right, group 3. This is going pretty fast. It's only 7:30. Oh my goodness. We are going super fast. It's like lightning. I guess because these are all repeats, so there's no thinking or talking or processing that has to happen. But there's a few that we can look up. I know there's some new ones there, but it was just like 16 repeats, so we kind of have to knock it out. Storage transfer issue. Blood needs help. Who is Blood? Hey there, people. I'm stuck in an extremely complicated situation, but hoping any one of you has a solution. Gonna be a long explanation, LOL. So I first completed Spider-Man 100% as you can in 2020 on PS Now. It was a normal version Spider-Man. 3 years later, I wanted to play the remaining DLCs. I installed the Game of the Year version from merged PS Plus, saw the trophy progression good, but then didn't see save data. Saw the storage transfer tutorial, everything was going well until the message on the fourth slide popped up. Actually, the problem is PS Plus is subscribed on my brother's account and I played through that primary account thingy. I don't mind starting all over again, but you know who wouldn't want to continue an already 100% game to further play DLCs? Thank you. Hoping to find a solution, fingers crossed. Okay, well, why don't you just log in under your brother's account? Why don't you just log in under your brother's account? All right. I don't get it. What am I supposed to be looking at here? All it's showing us is I can zoom in so y'all can see it. So all it's showing us is that his trophy achievement is at 62%. I'm guessing because there's some more stuff that he can also do. So, okay, so his issue is just with his trophy system or the trophies that he's supposed to have that doesn't. And I was like, okay, well, why don't you just log in under your brother's account? Does that make your old trophies come back? Or have you created a new account? Yeah, so on the PlayStation there, you know, when we're talking about creating accounts here, essentially, you know, if you actually get all your trophies, let's go to a game where I actually have trophies. God of War, I have plenty of trophies on this one here, right? So if you have all your trophies here, and like mine is at 84%, right? So he has all these trophies earned, but these are associated with this particular profile. They're not associated with something crazy. They're not associated with somebody else's account. So if he wants those trophies that are associated with his brother's account, he's going to have to log in under his brother's profile in order to get them. Now, at the same time, even though he logs in under his brother's profile, he can't keep them because they belong to his brother's account. So I'm not exactly sure if there's anything that he can do on this one here if he can't log in under his brother's account. You know, it's just one of those things where, you know, it would have been better if he did that on his own account, but if he didn't, I understand. Or have you created a new account? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm pressing like 80 different buttons. No thanks. Just trying to press backspace. Just trying to press backspace. There we go. Alrighty. So yeah, that's what we will say for that one. You know, it's kind of an interesting interesting one. I'm not sure if you can even transfer trophies, but you know, we'll see what he says and then kind of go from there. Alrighty, so this is from Jonas. New PC build from April 4th, 7900 XT and a 7600X. I think we talked about this because he was saying, oh, it's fixed. So the problem where RAM stability, as I had set up my PC, I had set up XMP 6000 megahertz, but as we all know, that's not the greatest thing in the world, depending on which, he's on AMD, so it's not the greatest. It's gonna cry about it, especially if you have 4 sticks. But in any event, how much time do we have before your return window expires? I would say, just to be on the safe side, go ahead and with the return. Outside of this, what resolution are you running at? If you change it 1080p max FPS, does it still crash? What temperature does your GPU hit while gaming? I game at 1440p, temperature sits around 65 degrees Celsius on the core and 79 degrees junction temp. Today, some Redditors suggested that I disable XMP, which I have enabled and forgot about that, so it could very well be the root of the issue. Yeah, that could be. Why didn't I go for XMP? That's weird. Man, don't tell me this is another L. Did he already get it fixed? Try that out today. I will do some testing today where I'm trying to disable XMP. Okay. But what is he saying? Problem. So now I got to play with XMP profiles and update my motherboard BIOS. Yeah. 22 and 2341. Yeah. I gotcha. Yeah, this is quite frequent. I had to do the same thing. Hitting 6000 megahertz is a pain for Ryzen at the moment. And even if what do they call stress tests are successful, there can still be issues in game. I ran into this. So essentially what ended up happening was with the Ryzen, right? Once I upgraded my BIOS on my motherboard and then I swapped out my CPU. I ended up going with the 7950, right? Or the 7950X. And I had to swap out motherboards because my mini ITX motherboard crashed and I had to swap to a bigger motherboard. So once I did that, I upgraded the RAM as well, and I tried to go 4 sticks, and then I ended up having to go 2 sticks because I was waiting on the 4 sticks to come in, right? But my 2 sticks is 6000 megahertz because with the bundle that they had at Micro Center, you can get 2 free sticks of RAM at 6000 megahertz, and I was running that, and the tests and all the stress tests that I did for hours and hours and hours came back successful. However, what would happen in game is the game will start to fragment. Like, you would actually see artifacts and things in the game, and it was becoming a huge pain, or the game may freeze, things of that nature, even though it wasn't presenting itself as having a problem, because you'll run the stress test, you'll run any test that you like, Prime or whatever, and no matter what test that you ran, it still looked perfectly fine until you started to play a game for a while, and then it just started to cause issues. So yeah, 6000 megahertz as of right now, and the current BIOS setup is not ideal for the new Ryzen series, the 7000 series. It's just, it's a problem. It's a big problem. A lot of times I just don't even turn on my XMP profile just because I don't want to deal with the fact of my computer crashing or crashing games. You know how frustrating that is? So yeah, I definitely get his plight, but that's still an L. So let's not kid ourselves. That's still an L. So two assists and an L. Did it not show? What happened? Yo, give me my L. What's going on? There we go. No, I think it still did, but I guess it just shouldn't show a video. Oh, I know why. Because it's here. There we go. Okay, there we go. There's my L. Okay, there it is. Okay. Yes, I'm still crying. Yes, I'm good. Okay, that's kind of a weird day today. 1 W and 2 L's. I feel like we had 1 W, a kind of assist, and then 2 L's. You know, this one right here, though, I'm a little bit more disappointed about this one because I should have gone for memory immediately. As soon as I saw the 6,000 megahertz with the XMP 6000, I probably should have gone to memory. That's gonna be my fault. Especially when he says he had the 7600X. I should have known that because I had the exact same problem. So maybe I was just sleepy or something like that. But you know, you win some, you lose some in that one. But yeah, they're absolutely right. XMP is gonna be XMP all the way on this one. All right, let's go ahead and go to these. Did he say something that made me not think XMP? Oh, well, I'm not going to read it all to find out. I'm going to take my L like a man and move on. I'm not about to sit here and argue the fact. All right, so this is from Hiding Living in Fear of Feral Children. I get that. I really get that. His computer is hidden. I like how it barely fits his USB dongle, but that's still pretty sweet. But I feel like even with that, some kid is going to come along and see that and just pull it out. And it's going to end up in a toilet somewhere. Yeah, I think everybody says that the USB stick is making me anxious. It's protected in the vertical direction, but side-to-side shutter. Needs something to take up space between it and the wall. Yeah, that USB stick is about to be in the toilet. LOL. But I get his plight. I mean, I've seen that happen before, and you know, like we've had pictures where people have their cats sitting on their chassis, which puts dander all in their case, and it's awful because it's blowing out heat, right? And then the cat will sit right underneath it and go to sleep because, you know, her stomach is being heated by the computer, but the computer is now dying because of the cat. So yeah, it becomes real bad, but you know, you can't do anything about it. It's kind of one of those things with those felines there. All right, so this is from Wasted. Oh, I remember this. I need some help. So I wanted to play on my Xbox using my laptop. However, it isn't connecting. Everything is hooked up correctly. And I said, well, is your Xbox wireless or wired? Is your PC wireless or wired? Try to connect them both. I thought he was trying to do remote play. He said it's not internet issues. It is the Xbox connecting to the computer with a cord. And we were like, what the hell are you talking about? So we were like, oh, are you trying to plug the HDMI cable from the Xbox into your laptop? If so, this is not going to work. See, the HDMI port on your laptop is HDMI out, not in. Therefore, it cannot take an input from something like an Xbox and display it on your monitor. However, there are ways around this. You could A, use Xbox Remote Play, which is what I thought you were talking about trying to set up. Or B, you can use a capture card and plug that into your laptop. This will allow you to capture the video of the Xbox and show on your PC. He said, okay. Okay, we're gonna call that a W. That is an obvious win. I mean, that's pretty straightforward there. My man was trying to plug his Xbox controller or his Xbox into his PC in order for it to show the image, but that's not exactly possible. The way he currently has it set up, he would have to use a capture card. So, okay, let us know if you have any further questions about this. Oh, let me grab it. Let me grab the information. One person at a time. That's how we grow. Okay, there we go. So just kind of let him know, hey, if he still has issues in the future, to go ahead and reach out and let us know. Alrighty, Wasted. We're not doing too bad. I mean, 2 wins, 2 losses. I mean, you know, 2 and 2 is not bad. I mean, if we're talking about like the NBA, then technically we're still evened up. Nothing has actually happened there. Hopefully we can still turn this around. All right, let's go ahead and go on to the next one here. Devil May Cry 3 crashes. I tried installing Devil May Cry 3 on my Windows 10 PC, but when I started up the game, it instantly crashed my PC. Sure, when it crashes, go to blah, what event viewer, so on and so forth, system, and see the errors. When you do this, what do you see? Also, be sure your GPU driver is up to date. He said application pop-up DMC SE bad image. Command line external.dll is either not designed to run on Windows or it contains an error. Try installing the program again using the original installation media or contact your system administrator or the software vendor for support. Error status. I think this was the error. This popped up as an error message, and whenever I close it, it freezes my computer. It also prevents me from shutting down my computer from Windows, so at that point I have to actually press the button to shut it down. Okay, we're getting progress here. So command line xt.dll, bad image, DMC. Okay, what is this? Google, what is this? Oh, Devil May Cry. Okay, so it's talking about the Devil May Cry is a bad image. Okay, so we'll do this. Okay, what happens if you uninstall okay, here's what I'm thinking, right? I'm thinking that he may have a pirated copy. He never mentioned, he said he was just getting ready to play Devil May Cry on his Windows 10 PC, but it actually seems like he may actually have a pirated copy because the way it's generating an error, it almost looks like the copy may be bad, but we can ask that without asking that. So we'll go a different way about it. So what we'll do is, instead on this guy, we'll say, okay, well, what happens if you uninstall Devil May Cry and reinstall elsewhere? Does the reinstall on another drive? On another drive, does the issue go away? If you reinstall on a different drive, does the issue go away? Also, what are you using to play DMC? Is it on Steam? Is it on Steam or Xbox Live or Xbox Live? Yeah, I'm not sure. Let me know exactly what you're running it on or what you're playing it on. Now, if he says, you know, if it's like a questionable location where he got it from, then more than likely it's just a damaged copy. But yeah, because it can't run it, it's generating this error, and this error is crashing you, bro. But it's talking about Devil May Cry. So yeah, keep us posted. I am Meg. Let's just go with, I'm sure it says something else, but energetic. Okay, we'll call him energetic. Keep us posted, bro, and let us know how this goes. You know, it's kind of hard to say, but I would still uninstall and reinstall on a different drive, as well as what else? What's the other thing I said? As well as figuring out which browser it's on or which program it's actually running through, because if it's on Steam, then you have a few options. All right, let's close that out. And group 4, let's do this. All right, so this is from Rachel, and she was like, okay, I am new and by no means tech savvy, but when I turned on to play the Xbox, it was in 640 to 480. What the hell? And we were like, okay, so for this, what is your frame rate set at? Also, could you try to swap out the HDMI cable with a different cable and try different inputs on the TV, or moved into an entirely different TV? Let us know how that goes. And they said they're using the same TV at the same cable as the Apple TV, which of course is in 4K. And then I said, yep, that, and then he said, or then she said, I apologize, just tried a newer LG TV and it works. And I said, yep, that is a possibility, or the HDMI version it's on isn't compatible with the Xbox. You can go to general TV and display options on the Xbox and then go to 4K details and see what the errors it shows there. This may point you in the right direction. Keep us posted. Thanks. It's all red across the board, just says my TV isn't compatible. Whoa. Crud. Sorry about that. But yeah, it sounds like the TV you are using is having a problem with the Xbox. If there are other HDMI ports, I would try them. But if it only has the one, then there is little more that can be done outside of checking for firmware updates for the TV. Okay, yeah. Okay, so that is pretty much done. So let's also let her know. And back here. There we go. Okay, so there's not a whole lot more we can say on that one there. If you know that it works on another TV, but it doesn't work in the one that you're having, but you've already tried different HDMI cables, including HDMI cables of devices that you know work, then the only thing that you can say here is that the issue is going to be the television. It can't be anybody else. So if it's going to be the television, you can try other inputs on the television, or you can try to update the firmware on the television, but those are really your only two options. So because of that, this is our third win. Yes, it is. Oh my God, we are doing so well. After all of these repeats, it looks like we got 3 W's and 2 L's. That's a pretty good record so far. I mean, so far we're winning the conference. I guess that's the best way to say it. So, you know, we're doing pretty well. So let's go ahead and go to the next one here. Alrighty, so this is from Handle with Care. Oh, this was a Steam issue. All right, so we were working on this one here, and we were talking about the Steam button randomly stops bringing up the respective menus until I restart my Steam Deck. And when we were on Steam Deck, we were talking about some of the settings, like for example here, we were saying, hey, you know, make sure that you check from updates from the actual Steam location and look for software updates and make sure that everything is fine there. And that was the first thing that came to our minds when we were talking about it. So oh, I'm sorry. I came back and I saw myself almost dead. Okay. And so we were talking about that and we said, you know, I've run into this well. What I would say is just go to Steam system, check for updates and see if that works. I'm up to date as of this evening. I will say that I experienced this issue prior to using desktop mode for even the first time. We'll update this post with a video of the bug the next time it happens. Cool. Keep us posted. Cool. Keep us posted. All right, yeah, just let us know. So, you know, we're gonna delay this one until Handle with Care gets their issue resolved. But yeah, you know, every time I've run into this issue several times, right? Where when you have the Steam Deck set up and, you know, you're trying to play on SteamOS and you switch to the desktop mode, then you switch back, or sometimes you switch to the desktop mode and now some of the buttons don't work, or it may freeze out on you and you have to reboot. This is very common on the Steam Deck, ironically. You know, not necessarily that it happens all the time. It's just that it happens more than once in a week. It's normal. Like I've done this before. I've had to restart the Steam Deck before when this has happened. However, updating and make sure that it's always up to date, similar to Ryzen's motherboards nowadays, right? Where you always you literally have to actively check the BIOS versions and make sure it's always up to date, especially if you get new gear. So it's very similar to that, where you always want to make sure that the Steam Deck is always up to date and always checking to make sure that it is on the most up-to-date version and everything is working properly. So in this kind of a situation here, whenever you run into those freezes, the only thing that you really can do is reboot, you know, and check for updates. So yeah, keep us posted. Handle with Care. Alrighty, let's go ahead and go to the next one here. Ooh, a picture and a video. I am so down. Let's do this. Okay, so this is from Cage Doesn't Care. Battle Station Setup 1.0. Very dark and basic, but it's simple. We like dark. Oh my God, what? Jesus. Okay. I muted you. Come on, man. How you gonna put music on there that's not even... Oh my God. I need a monitor mount and legs to take all my desk space. LMAO. You got candles burning? Yo, man, what you trying to do with your computer desk, bro? Why you got candles burning? You got candles burning, slow jams playing? Man, my man's about to have himself a good time. Why you got candles and music playing and stuff? Oh my goodness. Okay. Move the candle. Seen more than one post where someone's candle bit the dust and dumped wax into their PC. No, I'm not gonna. Oh, remove it. Yeah, that candle was that candle's something, bro. I don't know if I do that, especially right next to your mouse where you move your hand. I mean, this man is trying to save lives out here, trying to tell you that this isn't the way to go unless, you know, you were trying to do something very intimate with your desk, which I get, you know, okay, sure. But at the same time, I don't need candles for that. You don't need candles for that at all. But I mean, hey, if you're trying to set the mood, okay, sure, whatever. But man, them candles, I don't know about that, bro, because if that spills on my computer or if that falls, it's gonna be a problem. But you know, okay, cool. Slow jams and candles, okay. I'm not even gonna say anything. I don't have anything to say about it. You know, I can't really see his computer and it's dark, so you know, there's not a whole lot we can say. All right, this is from Eval Chan. Okay, we were talking about this V8 Bluetooth situation, and they were saying Bluetooth headphones not working on Windows 10. Going straight to the point. First, I would find and connect my V8 headphones. They would connect and Windows would tell me they are paired. When I turn on my headphones, they would appear as connected in my Bluetooth and other devices. If I disconnect them, I can not reconnect them. Windows would tell me that didn't work. Make sure your Bluetooth device is still discoverable and try again. And I said, yeah, it sounds like a Bluetooth driver problem. Is your desktop Windows 11? If so, go to Start, check for updates, and see if there's an update for the Bluetooth adapter, as well as check for optional updates that include the Bluetooth adapter. This will be under Windows Updates, Advanced Options, View Optional Updates. This is here. It was also here. I think, let me go to 10. Right here. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It wasn't there. It was from Updates, which is not there either. Update. Check for updates. We went to check for updates, and then we did view optional updates, and then we went to optional updates, and then we scroll down here, and it was right here, right? So we were just talking about, you know, hey, you want to go here because it's not going to be something that's going to make you download automatically. You want to go to the optional updates just to make sure the Bluetooth drivers are up to date is what we were referring to. So let's go ahead and minimize that, and let's go ahead and go back to him. Okay. And he said his desktop is Windows 10. Sounds like a driver. If your desktop is Windows 11, if so, go to, okay. My apologies, but the steps will be the same. Check your optional updates for a Bluetooth driver update to see if that resolves the issue, and let us know how it goes, because if it doesn't go that way, then you may have to replace the Bluetooth dongle, or you may have to replace, or actually, you know what, he was just talking about pairing his headphones, his Bluetooth headphones. Actually, we'll just leave it at that. We'll leave it at that, because he may have other options, and I still don't know what kind of headphones these are. Have we talked multiple times? No, we only talked twice. Also, what kind of headphones are we talking about? Because the headphones may have alternate options. Also, what kind of headphones are we referring to? I swear if he says V8 headphones, I'm gonna lose it. But yeah, what kind of headphones are we referring to? Like, what's the model and make, man? So that way we know if there's other options that the headphones provides that would also help you in this particular situation. But yeah, I would still say go to your Bluetooth and go to your Bluetooth adapter and see if there's any optional updates that you can download to update the driver of your Bluetooth on your computer, and then go from there. Okay, Ebal Chan, keep us posted. Okay, back to Steam. Valve Steam Deck support nightmare. He said, hey, I received a Steam Deck from an RMA only to have it experiencing the same exact issue as the original I purchased. Let me preface this by saying I love the Steam Deck to death, but support for it leaves much to be desired. But yeah, essentially he was having some issues with his SSDs. Okay. What I was thinking about that just came into my mind. The Aya Neo 2, they sent out an email saying that they had some issues with their drives, their NVMe drives that they were using. And because of that, it was creating issues and causing crashes on people's Aya Neos, which is a very similar system to the Steam Deck. And it's basically a competitor to the Steam Deck, a very powerful competitor to the Steam Deck, and it's actually stronger than the Steam Deck, but neither here nor there. But they were saying they were having some issues with their drives, and I wonder if that may carry over, and Steam Deck may have been having some issues with their drives too. That is a possibility. We cannot discount that. That could be what's going on here. But he said, another user suggested connecting to a different Wi-Fi, so I tried. What? But we're talking about Bluetooth. Another user suggested connected to a different Wi-Fi, so I tried my phone's mobile hotspot and it seemed to have done the trick. I'm having had it all for a few hours and it's doing all the same issues. Fresh deck, not a single game installed. So naturally I started thinking it must be something on my end. Only thing that comes to mind is internet issue. Okay, but what was the process? Support, playing tag, going through 7 different support staff, finally RMA my OG. And load indefinitely, it will never load. Okay, so it's not able to load games. Okay, annoying, but I grew up pre-SSDs. This might have been able to live with. Oh, that it takes a really long time to load games. I gotcha. And they said another user suggested connected to a different Wi-Fi. Whenever he connected to his phone, it did the trick. That basically ruled it as being a router modem issue. So I did a factory reset on my router, and by all accounts, it seems to be functioning correctly now. I'm just dumbfounded. Valve, after 8 days of troubleshooting, not once asked about internet connection. To be fair, I spaced on it too. Did we space on it? Well, have you installed any updates from Steam since you purchased the new device? I would say start here to see if that helps. It's possible you may have gotten 2 faulty drops. What model is the Steam Deck? Also, have there ever been a point where it was faster? I mean, that's good. Did I have anything else to say that's better than that? Probably not. Nope. But he did reply. Glad you got it fixed, bro. It's gonna be like that. We don't take a whole lot of Steam Deck issues. Yes, this is an L. I will punish myself in 1 second, but glad you got it fixed, bro. Let us know if you have any questions in the future. Oh, we're crying out loud. And delete. Okay, you know, give it what it is.
Boo!
That's an L. Okay, so okay, because I don't use the Steam Deck a lot, and the Steam Deck is still a relatively new product, I'm not the greatest at it, but at the same time, it's gonna be a learning experience, right? We have to get better at it so that people, when they do have Steam Decks, or they have the ROG Ally, or they have the Aya Neo 2, we can still troubleshoot it and be very, very comfortable in those spaces. So because of that, we still have to be able to troubleshoot it regardless if we get some wins and losses. But that one right there, you know, even if it wasn't the Steam Deck and it was a PC, I probably still would have gone Drive before I went with network connectivity on a game not loading. You see what I'm saying? Very rare that your issue is going to be network related when a game doesn't load. You see what I'm saying? But in Steam Deck's case, that may actually be the problem because of the way the Steam Deck is set up, because it's always connected to your Steam OS. So yeah, that's something that we should just take into consideration when moving forward. You live, you learn. So what's the score, man? I think it's like 4-4 or 3-3. It's something like that. I think it's 3-3. We'll call it 3-3. All right, let's go ahead and go to the next one here. One more round to decide who if I took an L today or if I took a W. Hopefully there's no assists, just straight up W's, but we'll see how it goes. All right, so this is a new issue. This is from Scalezor. Scalezor says PlayStation 3 won't power on. Jesus Christ. PlayStation 3. Okay, I remember PlayStation 3. I had one before, a long time ago. Hello, I have a PlayStation 3 Slim that I've owned since I was a kid. Me too, but I don't have it anymore. I recently decided to clean and repaste my now nearly 15-year-old console since it had never been done. Repaste? I took it apart, cleaned out the copious amounts of dust, and put quality thermal paste on the CPU and GPU. Oh, Jesus, he opened it up. Okay, gotcha. I reassembled everything and played Dirt 2 for about an hour to make sure everything was in working order. I powered down the unit and did other things for a few hours. When I returned to the console roughly 2.5 hours later, I pressed the power button, it beeped, the light turned green, and after 2 seconds, it shuts down. The red light did not return until I unplugged the PlayStation and replugged it back in. Now it's just cycling on the same thing. I initially thought it was a bad power supply simply because it was sharing the systems my PlayStation 4 had when my power supply died on it. However, I got a replacement power supply in today and I'm having the same issue. I suppose it could still be a power supply issue because I thought I was paying for a new unit. And when it came in, it was quite obviously a used one. Any help would be appreciated. Yeah, it sounds like it's overheating. Sounds like it's overheating. Does it generate any errors when you try to turn it on? Errors when you try to turn it on. Sounds like it's overheating. Does it generate any errors when you try to turn it on? I don't know what kind of thermal paste they use for the PlayStation 3 because I wasn't thinking about PlayStation 3s 15 years ago, but, or maybe I was. Call a spade. I was a nerd even then. So no, I was still playing with PlayStation 3, but I don't know. I was thinking more about God of War and like, I don't know, beating something. Oh, Poseidon. It would be Poseidon. The answer is Poseidon. but yeah, I you know, I'm not sure. Like what I was thinking of is maybe they're using thermal grease instead of actual thermal paste, which is possible, like some kind of frozen type of thermal paste. But I don't know if they even had that back then. You see what I'm saying? I think it's just regular old-fashioned thermal paste. But I think that it's a possibility that the device is still overheating, and that may be what's causing the problem. But I have no way to check the temperature if the device won't turn on. So you know, we're still kind of limited. But I wonder if it's telling you that it has a problem. There used to be like, okay, I can't remember if it was the Cube or the original Xbox, but it would actually give you a warning with a thermometer telling you there was a problem when it was way too hot. And I just can't remember which console that was, but I don't think it was this one. But it will like tell you. But I don't know if his will actually tell you if it's giving him a red screen whenever he tries to boot. You know, he may want to try to put in another coat or another slather of thermal paste and see if that helps the issue. Or maybe, you know, whenever he was putting it back together again, there may be some parts that may have gotten damaged or something along those lines. But what happens if you reapply the thermal paste? Does it boot then? So yeah, I would say reapply just to make sure. And maybe one of those situations where you can't just use a dot, you may have to slather it a little bit. Which of course we know that's not something that you do normally, but you know, how many people have tried to re-put on the thermal paste of a PlayStation 3, you know? I'm guessing he's the only one in the entire world, you know, or maybe like 2 or 3 people that aren't in that particular business. So, you know, I would try that, see if it works, and then kind of go from there. Alrighty, and that was Scalezor. All right, let's go ahead and go to the next one here. What time is it? I think we're doing pretty good on time. 8:08? Yeah, it's not bad. Alrighty, so this is from Difficult Leather. Try to glue this piece back on. Oh, I remember this. So basically, y'all can't really see it. Let me see if I can make that better. Yeah, so he basically has a little piece of his PlayStation 5 that got removed whenever he took off the side panel. And so we said, does this affect the side panel going back on? I don't think that one broken piece is going to hurt anything. Nah, it doesn't, but it's what keeps the cable and whatnot managed, I suppose. Oh, I see. Is it? Oh, I didn't think it did. Oh, okay, I see. The cable's for his fans. He's talking about this whole little metal piece right here. He's not talking about up here. He's just talking about that. Oh, I see. Yeah, there's not a whole lot you can do, bro. That thing is straight plastic. Like, if you ever open up the side panel, the back of a PS5 or the sides of a PS5, it's straight plastic. Like, everything in there is plastic. Nah, it doesn't, but it's what keeps the cables and whatnot managed, I suppose. I gotcha. Well, you can use, what did he say? This piece back on. Let me know if it's safe to put adhesive tape on this. Well, tape should be fine as long as you don't use a lot of it. However, honestly, why bother? Once you put the side panels back on, they will hold that piece in place regardless. I mean, yeah, there's no point. Once you put the actual side panels back on, those things are so sturdy, that thing is not going to come out anyway. So it's not hurting anything. You know, just put the side panels back on and that guy can hold it in place. There's no point in, you know, unless it's making some type of a rattling or something like that. But if so, you know, just let us know. But that's the first thing I was thinking of. Like, just put the side panels back on. Like, it's fine. It's not going to be in the way or hurt anything or do anything, really. So, yeah, you know, keep us posted, Mr. Leather. And let's go ahead and go to the next one here. Ooh, okay. So this is the Forum D T1 V2 build with a 4090. So we have liquid cooler, and then we have two separate radiators. That's kind of cool. And then he also has a side panel for the radiator. So I'm guessing he is using a water cooled 4090, and I like that, how he has kind of like the fan just kind of pushed right there. Now I do worry that okay, no, I was gonna say okay because I was thinking it was exhausting, or I'm sorry, intaking air, but it's not actually intaking air. It's actually exhausting air from the actual graphics card in case it overheats, I guess, but it's I'm not sure if this guy here is for this guy or is this guy here for these two guys, but it's kind of hard to say. But still, I mean, it's still a pretty good build, I mean, regardless. Oh, that thing is super tiny. Very nice little form factor. Yeah, that makes more sense, because we're like, okay, well, where are you getting your fans from, bro? It's worrying me a little bit, but okay. Nice build. Looks very compact and neat. How much does it weigh? How much does it weigh? Because that's the real thing whenever you go liquid cooling. It's just like, how heavy is it? Because it's very hard to carry a computer in a backpack when it's this type of a computer and it's that bulky. It makes it a little bit difficult. You may have to have like a rolling luggage or something along those lines to put it in, but we'll see what he says. That's kind of an interesting one, but still a nice build for sure. All right, let's go ahead and go back here. More footage of me getting destroyed on this point. What's the score? 106, 110. I guess I'm not getting destroyed. All right, so this is a DS4 repair. Oh yeah, this is a person that was having an issue with this button. And I said, yeah, it sounds like the thumbstick there is going out. How long have you had it? Do you have the ability to get it replaced? I would say check for an update, but you already proved it was a hardware issue, so not much more we can do here. I've had it for 3-ish years, I believe. I have other controllers that I can use, but wanted to repair this one so me and my 3 kids can all play together. I get that. That inability to turn right really hampers Rocket League sessions. I just thought of something. Give the controller to one of your kids. LOL. But yeah, sounds like it's on its way out the door, bro. This is another win. I mean, let's call it what it is. I mean, it's gonna be a hardware issue, so I mean, we already called it that it's gonna be a hardware issue, so let us do our lovely proprietary plug here. Grab that, copy, go back here, and stop doing that. But yeah, there's not a whole lot we can do here. If it's a controller that's having an issue and he's had the controller for 3-ish years, that's pretty normal for the Axis to do what it's currently doing, which is kind of going all over the place and acting very jittery. The dead zone just gets worse and worse and worse the longer you have it, and it can create problems like this. And it's just that's just normal wear and tear. Alrighty, crazy Wi-Fi issue. We love crazy Wi-Fi issues. And this is the one with the VPN that we did. Oh, no. My MacBook Pro cannot connect to the internet through my family's Wi-Fi, but his wife's MacBook Air 2012 can. Only his Pro. And I said, yep, you are correct. Your computer is giving you a local IP address because it's unable to pull an IP address from the router. I would suggest rebooting the router as well as updating it to the latest firmware version. Let us know if that fixes the issue. And then we gave him some more information. And we basically said, and give him an IP address, essentially. So instead of him actually using DHCP, because it was giving him a 169 because it wasn't able to pull an IP address, give it an IP address so that it doesn't have to use DHCP altogether. Because we actually explained how DHCP worked in that one. Thanks today, I haven't had the issue since I had a bunch of DHCP lease renewals yesterday. But if this happens again, I'll try it. No problem. No problem. Glad to help. And by the way, if you have issues in the future, we run a live stream. Let us know. And this plus the other one is 2 W's. Okay, we're doing pretty good. I'm not even gonna lie. So that's 5 W's, 3 L's. So hopefully, as long as this group 6 doesn't go crazy on us, I think we're gonna finish on a positive today. This is some Russell Westbrook type stats. It'd be like 50 points and 15 turnovers. No, I'm joking. He would never have something like that. But it's like good and bad to it. You know, you have some wins, some W's, some points, but you also have some really bad turnovers. So it's like, you know, but some of those turnovers were self-inflicted, and those other turnovers were, you know, it couldn't really be avoided in that particular situation given the circumstance. You know, a lot of times we just don't want to go with the biggest device on your entire computer because of how much it costs. We want to check everything else before we go to the biggest device. So a lot of those turnovers weren't really, I wouldn't be mad at myself for those turnovers. Those are regular turnovers. It's not like, you know, we got beat up by a reboot. You see what I'm saying? We got beat up. Okay, one of them was bad, right? That one where the Steam Deck one, where it ended up being a Wi-Fi issue. Well, I'm not even mad about that one. There was one that I was kind of upset about because they ended up fixing the issue because somebody else. Oh yeah, the XMP profile. So the XMP profile one was bad. That was real bad because I should have known that. So, you know, but at the same time, you know, you live, you learn. And I think that if I probably wasn't sleepy, I probably would have came up with that one. But, you know, it is what it is. It happens. But yeah, I always reflect on the issues that we troubleshoot so I can get better. And that one right there, the XMP profile one, was stupid. You should have known to go to that, especially as soon as he said 6,000 megahertz of RAM. I should have known to go to that one, but you know, it is what it is. Still 5 wins, 3 assists, or no, sorry, 5 wins, 3 losses. So 5 wins and 3 turnovers. It's okay. You know, what is that, like a +2 in basketball, but it's okay. All right, let's go ahead and go to the next one here. Hopefully we don't get any more L's. Oh, I remember this. So this was a 2 users with separate work VPNs. Let me actually close that in case y'all still hear anything. 2 users with separate work VPNs on the same network. So for this, it sounds like you may have been having an issue with your DNS for your home network. On the router, are you able to change your DNS to 8.8.8.8 or the other Google IP? And they said, thank you so much. The owner of the Airbnb granted my husband access to their main network. He is connected to their VPN and everything is hunky-dory. And I said, glad we were able to get this situated. More than likely what happened is that the guest Wi-Fi has a different DNS than the main network. But in any event, it's working now, so happy to hear it. By the way, if you have any issues in the future, we run a live stream. I really, really appreciate this, and that live stream sounds amazing. Thank you again. Yay. So yeah, that's already a W, but I've already clapped for that, so we're not going to clap for that again. All right, let's go ahead and go to the next one here. I do like showing the endings on some of these. Like some of them, you know, if they say thanks or they say okay or they say bye, I don't really show them. But sometimes they give some pretty good reviews, you know, positive or negative. That way we can learn and grow. And then this is from Performance-Wise. PS4 games stopped working after I turned off my PS4. And every single time I turn off my console and come back, I have to delete everything and then re-download all my games back. And I said, so you're saying every time you're shutting down your PS4, the drive gets wiped? Have you tried to replace the hard drive? Also, you can set the PS4 so that it doesn't shut down, but instead goes to sleep. If you are unable to replace the drive, also try to reset the console and reinstall the PS4 OS to see if that resolves the issue as well. Whether I put it in sleep mode or turn it off, when it turns back on, it says something went wrong and I have to delete the app and re-download it from the library to play it again. Okay. Well, if that is the case, I would say to try and reset the console to see if that resolves the issue. But it sounds like the firmware is corrupted. That's exactly what it sounds like. It sounds like there may be some type of a firmware issue, but I would like to see what happens after he does his reset. If he does a full reset and he still has a problem in the future, then, you know, it's a possibility that he maybe have some issues writing to his drive or reading from his drive, and it may just be straight up a drive issue. So we'll go ahead and go with this here. You know, try to reset the console, like do an actual console reset, which for those of you who aren't aware, I don't like showing it because the console reset on the PlayStation is kind of in a bad spot, because it shows you like everything about the device. But if you go to system, what is this, a PlayStation? Oh, let me see. Yeah, it was a PlayStation. All right, bet. Let me go back to PlayStation. And and reset options. Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking about the Xbox that is in a bad location. This guy isn't in bad. It's basically reset your console, which is right here. So yeah, we're just saying, you know, go to your reset your console and then reinstall the firmware and see if that actually helps with this particular issue. Okay, performance-wise, keep us posted. Let us know what happens with that reset. All right, let's go ahead and go to the next one here. This is from Do-It-Yourself Minis Forum, Elite Mini B550. That looks like a what is it called? A AI rendered design or something along those lines. Do you guys see any problem with building something like this with the Elite Mini B550 yourself? A small ITX APU case with a PCIe riser and full-size GPU. I am a student but go home every weekend. Currently, I have a Dan A4, which I really like. The Dan A4 SFX is really nice, but it is still quite heavy to carry around in my backpack. He's not lying. The thing weighs 10 pounds. I actually tried this. So we were comparing it to the Dr. Saber Sentry. And the Dr. Saber Sentry is all metal. And the Dr. Saber Sentry weighs about 10 pounds, but the SFX also weighs 10 pounds, but with all gear. The Saber Sentry with all gear weighs like 20 pounds. So it's very, very heavy. Both of them are really heavy, and you can't really carry them on your backpack, especially if you're a smaller person or a smaller build. It's not ideal. They're both heavy. One's way heavier than the other, but the SFX is still pretty heavy because of all the components. And he said, you know, I tried gaming laptops before, but they are really noisy and expensive for the gaming performance they offer. With this Elite Mini style, I would have the full performance of the ITX build, but on the weekends could use the APU for light work and simple games. eGPU seems to be a bit of a pain on ITX builds. Thoughts and suggestions are welcome. Pick by Minis Forum. Does he not have a... Wait. Do you guys see any problem with building something like this? He says I thought he said he had a Dan case. A Dan A4. Dan case A4 SFX. Okay. So if you have a Dan case A4 SFX, what's the problem? He said, but it's still quite heavy to carry around in my backpack. What's the problem? Oh, it said it's quite heavy. So if you have a Dan case A4 SFX, it actually has an extremely compatible carrying case. I gotta find it. Let me see. I can show y'all as soon as I remember case. Okay, that went too far. Bag. I'll find it. Camera. I'm trying to search my history of all the crap I've purchased lately. It is very hard for me to remember because I've had it for a very long time. Probably longer than I think. Okay, that's already in January 2011. It's not that old. Okay, let me see if I can just find it real quick here. Be just a second, and it's been longer than 3 months. It's been like 6. Oh no, this is gonna be way too hard to find to link him that. Oh, maybe I can do it this way. If we go here and minimize that and go to the Dan case A4 SFX carrying case. This is how I found it. Travel case sleeve for the Dan A4, right? And this, I think this is it. Yes, this is it. The 10 butt BYOB, this is a perfect fit for the Dan case. And basically you just run with this, and this right here, you could have all your gear, you can have all your cables and everything. The Dan case A4 SFX, as well as any other case in that ilk, like the Equinix, they all fit in this case perfectly fine. And so yeah, I would go with this guy here, but I can't really link it to him, so I'll just tell him the 10 bow BYOB 13. If I can copy it. And here, it actually has an extremely compatible carrying case, 10 butt BYOB 13. I would try this guy out, because the thing is, the DAN case is aluminum and already extremely light. Extremely light. What makes it heavy is the gear. So no matter which case you choose, you will always be around the 10-pound mark or more. We're talking about a case that's made out of straight aluminum. The DAN case A4 SFX is super light. It only weighs like 2 pounds on its own, but no matter what he does, he's going to be at the 10-pound mark or more. All the other cases that are competitors to it are always going to put you somewhere in that same area, that 10-pound bracket. If we talk about the Equinix or even the DAN case C4, all of those guys are a little bit bigger and they're going to be higher than 10 pounds. So yeah, in this case here, you already have the lightest metal that you can use to make a case with. So, you know, there's not a whole lot of options you have. But yeah, fun issue, fun question as well. Let me go ahead and turn this fan off. Okay, let's go ahead and go to the next one here. Showtime. So no. Mr. Go says Showtime Anytime app not in store. Hi, I know the Showtime Anytime app has a reputation for being horrible, but I had it on my Series S running without issue for over a year at least. Last week, it wouldn't open the first couple of times I tried it, so I uninstalled it, hoping that reinstalling would fix the issue. Big mistake, as I was unable to find it anywhere in the Microsoft Store after. Now, a week later, I still cannot find it. It is definitely not in the store when I'm on my Xbox, and it is definitely not installed on my Xbox. Anyone know if it was removed from the Microsoft Store or have any ideas of how I can fix it? Thanks for the help. Showtime Anytime app. Yeah, sure, we can. Of course we can. It's not, we have an Xbox just sitting around here doing nothing. We can most definitely try this. Wake up, sir. We have work to do. All right. So he said in the store he did not see the app. So let's go ahead and open up our store here. I'm pretty sure I pressed A. Why did it do that? Okay, there we go. Search. He said Showtime, right? Showtime? I mean, I see it. He said Showtime Anytime app. This one. Get. Got it. I see just fine. Wait. How do I go back? It looked like it had to install something else. Show time. When we were here, view it in the install queue. It looks like it was trying to install something else. Okay. Hey, that's pretty cool. Okay. I'm guessing it's changing signal. So it does work. Okay, so Showtime Anytime app is still there, and that means that he is having an issue with it. So we just checked on the Xbox One X. Is that what the new one's called? We just checked on the Xbox One X, and the Showtime Anytime app is most definitely there along with the Showtime app. Question: when you search for the Showtime app does either pull up? Yeah, I'm gonna leave it like that, because the only real option that he has is a white. So, you know, if you know, he tries with trying to just type in Showtime and neither one of them show, then it's a possibility that he may have both of them installed and they're both corrupted, which makes me think that he may have to literally reinstall his operating system or just wipe the drive in order to get it to work here. you may have to reset the console. You may have to reset the console or check for updates to get it to reinstall or get it to show as visible again. Yeah, more than likely he may have to do a reset or check for updates. I would say check for updates and then go for the reset and then go from there. Okay, Mr. Go, keep us posted there. All right, so this is from why am I not on this hex site? Custom, now I say heck instead of the other word, but okay, cool. But Mr. Y says, and this is gonna be our last issue for today, custom background image is blurry. I drew a background for my Xbox using a digital art program and now have it set as a background. However, the image has a severe drop in quality. It looks blurry, like it's been compressed. I know this is not a problem with the image dimensions on my TV because when viewing the image on my TV using OneDrive or the photos, it looks perfectly fine. It also has the dimensions of an Xbox screenshot, so it's not stretching or anything. I tried compressing it because I thought the image might be too high quality, but it had no effect. Does anyone have a possible solution? Well, what resolution was the image created at? Was it a 1080p image or 4K? So yeah, that's pretty much what you would have to ask for this one here is what kind of image did you create? Because a lot of times whenever you're seeing blurriness, it's because the aspect ratio of the image itself, the Xbox tried to scan to make it updated to whatever image that is currently at. So for example, 2K or 4K. And if the image itself isn't 2K or 4K, or if it's 1080p, then it may have to make some changes to the actual image for it to work properly, thus the blurriness. So I'm thinking that he may just have some issues with the actual quality or resolution of the actual image itself. He may have to, increase his canvas size and then to the canvas size of the resolution of the Xbox and then go from there. We actually should probably say that. Oop, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to embed that. Be sure to set your canvas size to the resolution of the Xbox so it will be a 1-to-1 mapping. Okay, so yeah, that's what I would do for that. I would just make sure that it's a 1-to-1 mapping. So if you're running your Xbox at 1080p, make sure that the image is 1080p. If you're running it at 4K, make sure it's 4K. If you're running it at 2K, make sure it's 2K, so on and so forth. Okay, all right, what a day. A lot of repeats. We did pretty good at the end there. I think I think we came up strong in the end there. It didn't start off well. It started off real bad. It started off real bad. We had like 3 losses, but overall it was still a W for today. And I am glad we were able to get a lot of people helped. We learned a little bit there in the future, dealing with Steam Deck in the future. There's going to be some more issues that we take and get more comfortable with. That way we kind of get into this meta of changing consoles and portable consoles and being able to troubleshoot it as the issues arise, because I feel like the world is sort of moving into that aspect where we want components to be smaller and smaller and more portable, where the Switch originally paved that way, and then the Steam Deck came and then took it a step further. Now we're just going to have a slew of consoles and devices that can do that, and we want to be able to troubleshoot it. So without further ado, if you like this video, go ahead and like button. If you really like it, go to subscribe. I love you either way. Take care, all the best, and bye. I will see you tomorrow. Oh, you can't even see that. I will see you tomorrow. I was looking at this and I just realized my whole head was like, it was like this. It was like hiding behind the image. Okay, I probably should be on this side. I should have went this way with it, but I was looking, but whatever. Y'all have a nice day. Peace.